just about everybody that lives on the waterfront or near the waterfront could use the walkway to get to work, to ride a bicycle, to walk, to rollerblade. And you know, there are a number of mass transit options in the area. There's New Jersey Transit, there's the PATH trains, there's the ferry, there's the light rail, and people could utilize the walkway to get where they need to go without putting an automobile on the road.
Now the final step is to complete the walkway, because in some towns the walkway is not yet complete. In 5 years' time, only 4 miles of privately owned land has been improved with the Hudson River Walkway. Many landowners along the walkway have been cooperating, but not all. Some beautiful stretches of the completed walkway run headlong into fences, illegally denying access to the public. In other areas, commercial enterprises have hidden the walkway behind their stores near the garbage dumpsters like a dirty secret and treated it as a back alley. Others have simply built or encroached on the walkway easement with structures or debris.
The walkway really has two components. One is linear access, which runs right along the waterfront, and what we call perpendicular access, which is the way to get to the linear walkway from the closest public area. And one of the challenges to get the public to understand where the perpendicular access points are that get them down to the linear walkway. And often we see, particularly with commercial developments, that those perpendicular access points run through the truck routes and the service areas of the various commercial buildings, and it's very uninviting for the public to go down these back alleys in order to get to the linear walkway. The other challenge is how to link the different linear points up with one another, because as you may know, the walkway is permitted on a per-site basis. And so one site may be completed as another site is under construction, and there often is not a lot of thought put to how the two walkways are going to link up. They often have different grades, different materials, and challenges to making those links, and you'll see that as you try to go down the linear walkway, that in many areas you can't make a clean link between the two pieces of walkway. The other challenge we have is dead-end walkways, where a piece of walkway will come to an end abruptly, and the property either north or south of it is either not developed or not soon to be developed. And the challenge is, how do you get back out to the most adjacent public piece? And the public has to often take a long, circuitous route in order to get back out off of the main walkway.
As the Hudson River Study, Planning, and Development Commission wrote in its report in 1980, the urban waterfront environment provides numerous opportunities for recreation, not hundreds of miles away, but right next door, which should be fully utilized by the public.
Every morning I come out here before work and I go for a run, and I really enjoy coming out through this Pier A, and it's so beautiful just how they transformed this area that was so barren for so many years into such a beautiful place for people to, you know, spend time at and enjoy. Every time we have guests and visitors, the first place we come is here, actually, because it's one of the most beautiful spots and has one of the most amazing views of the city that you'll ever see. I mean, it's really a special spot.
I think it's very nice. You know, I've been out here since early morning, and the wind has been good for kite flying.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere is great because you got New York City in the background. And I enjoy it. And it's very comfortable and it's relaxing. You got the water, calm your nerves down and everything.
For me, it's very peaceful and meditative to power walk along the water. I can see a great view of the city, and I see a lot of great sunrises from here. And it's just a beautiful place. You see families, you see not only mother and father and child, but you see grandparents and aunts and uncles hanging out down here on a Sunday afternoon, having a picnic, and I just love seeing that.
Anyone who grew up in this area as I did would have seen that, you know, when you could just only use the road, and the road wasn't even very good. Now it's really come together. As I say, if they could get integrated a little bit more, you know, the Weehawken and the Hoboken connection. I think the remaining piece by Maxwell House is the next big gap. And when you're coming from Cliffside or Fort Lee, there's a tremendous amount of traffic coming down River Road or Gorge Road in Cliffside Park, which is the major thoroughfare coming down. It'll be good to see a walkway or sidewalk on one side of that.
I come out here and I fish for the striped bass and bluefish. I actually live in Manhattan, and I make the commute from the Upper West Side right around. I take the path and pop up here and make the most of it. It's a beautiful spot and I really enjoy it. In relation to the environment we live in at the moment, you can't have enough space like this. It really is worth more than any other type of real estate in the city. It's just quality of life.
I love the Greenway. It's great. There are places where you're riding along and then all of a sudden it stops. So that's not good. I mean, I wish it went all the way around. But there are like places around buildings that sometimes there's no access for bikes or pedestrians. There are a few signs though that say no bicycling, and there are some places that actually say private property, and it's not.
Es un lugar muy hermoso, me siento muy feliz. Es la primera vez que vengo a la bahía de este lado. Siempre había venido de aquel lado, desde Manhattan. Y estoy residiendo hace unos meses en Jersey City. Y hoy sábado preferí venir a caminar por aquí, por la bahía. Mucha gente leyendo. Yo también me puse a leer el periódico un poco y a disfrutar un poco de este aire puro que podemos ver, de que la naturaleza nos ofrece de este lado.
By creating access at the water's edge, you create open space, you create recreation opportunities, you can create economic development. And in the nationwide battle against sprawl, it will take a concerted campaign to maximize waterfront access in these old urban areas, in these old inner cities, or else we're only encouraging people to sprawl their way out into the suburbs.
We have to do today what we did back in the 70s. We have to start reaching out to people throughout the entire state of New Jersey, the most densely populated state in the entire nation. And we have to ask for support. We've got to ask for a multitude of voices from around this state to come in and support us, both with their legislators, with the governor, to say that we want to complete this waterfront.
I've had the privilege of being able to bike almost the entire 18 miles of walkway from Bayonne to the George Washington Bridge. And while I think there are some tremendous pieces of the walkway that provide a wonderful experience for the public, my overall impression of the walkway as it stands today is that it's a very incoherent experience, and that's not only because of the gap sites that exist in the development of the walkway, but also because the linear design of the walkway, because it has been installed in pieces, tends to be incoherent, and it needs to be improved.
Overall, I think it's very exciting. I mean, both the walkway and the development in general, to see so much going on here when it was talked about for so long and to some extent may have been inevitable, but also it was easy to envision how it might not have happened. And now it seems like it's such a wonderful moment to finish it.
I'm very flattered that I get credit for the walkway, but I see an inevitability. It was just a natural thing to do. I think that was so logical to do it this way, and I know it takes leadership and persuasion to get over the little problems, but how could you not have what's there?
The openness of the waterfront and the freedom to experience air and sunlight along the Hudson River front will be wonderful to experience at any time of the year, all of its length, here in the state of New Jersey, when the Hudson River Walkway is finally complete.